What an interesting quote from a radio show. Tom Ricketts on fans calling for the Cubs to spend more. They think somehow we have all these dollars that the Dodgers have, or the Mets have, or the Yankees have, and we just keep it, which isn't true at all. What happens is we try to break even every year, and that's about it. Okay, 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 okay. What was your net worth? What is your who's the owner of L League? Let's see here. So this is Forbes. They pretty much have a pretty accurate representation. It's 2015, 4.5 bill. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That's a bit more money than, I don't know, like most of the owners. And this is 2015. This is before the World Series. You can't even imagine what his net worth is more now. Like 10 bill, maybe even more. So what about the Dodgers? Who owns Dodgers? Okay, so Mark Walter is the chairman, and obviously he isn't like the guy that does run the full thing. It's technically run by a bunch of other dudes. Like, I don't know who that is, but he's the controlling idiot. Sorry, owner. So what's his net worth? 6.1 bill. That is less than my evaluation of him. Forbes is giving 6.1 billion as of 2025. Okay. So the Ricketts family has more money than that. Okay, so let's go to the Mets. This will be a bad example. Let's go to the Mets. Okay, Stephen A. Cohen, yeah, he's the owner. He has 21.3 bill. Okay, maybe you can't really compete with that. The thing is that he hasn't really spent, like, I mean, he spent all that money one year, but who knows what he's going to do afterwards. If his art collection is worth about 1 bill, then obviously it's not like he has a lot of liquid cash. So, yeah. Okay, so what about the Yankees? Okay, so the Yankees are owned by Steinbrenner. Surely they will have more money than this. Oh my God, it's 1.5 bill. I mean, yeah, I get it. It doesn't. I don't think the Yankees actually account for this part, considering that it says down here that he's the managing general partner and it's valued at 7.1 bill. I mean, if we look at the Steinbrenner family, I guess 3.8 bill worth in 2015. Do you know who is what your net worth is in the year 2015? 4.5 bill. So maybe. Hear me out. Before you make a dumbass take like this, before you say that we have all these dollars like the Dodgers and the Mets, the Yankees have, maybe you should do a little more research before seeing. Like, I understand that maybe we can't see the underlying numbers and maybe they are actually broke, but maybe you should actually look and see that the Mets are the only one that have the more net worth of you than those three teams that you said right there. Fucker, you are crying poor. You are a Chicago sports team crying poor. As a dummy once said, are you sniffing shit? Are you high? This does not make any goddamn sense. Why would he say this? Why would he think this is a good thing to say? This is the dumbest take of an owner that I have seen other than, where are you going to go? This is up there with where are you going to go as a dumb take by an owner. You do have the money. There is no way that 4.5 bill just doesn't exist anymore. Because guess what? What happened the next year? Oh, we won the World Series. You know what World Series do? Shoot up in freaking valuation. Seriously. Seriously, it doesn't make any goddamn sense. It doesn't. Why would you think it's not even like any of the other idiots on the Los Angeles Dodgers has anything. You have Magic Johnson as one of your headliners, a movie producer, a different baseball team executive, some investor, a co-owner of Chelsea, also an investor, whoever the hell these four guys are. And the main guy that's running it is, again, has a net worth that is most likely less than you. You can't compete with the Mets, but the Mets, they're the Mets, so they won't really win anything. The Yankees, the team that is supposed to have all the money lined up in their own coffers, which maybe, yes, they have more money in their coffer, in the Yankees' coffers than they do in the owner's coffers. But it's not like the owner has that much money anyway. If the whole family, which I'm going off of, the Ricketts family, not your dumbass, the Ricketts family, which owns the team. It's not him, it's the entire family that owns the Cubs. And you're saying that in the same year before the World Series, 3.8 bill from the Steinbrenner family that owns the Yankees. Same year, 2015, $4.5 billion. Why would you say this? Why would you say this? This will get you an audit from the MLB as to what you are hiding from us. Because it is clear that you are trying to cheap out on your players. I understand that you finally gave in and went in the middle to Kyle Tucker, but you have already severed that relationship for next year. If you just gave him that money this year, there is a 200% extra whatever the fuck chance that you are going to sign him next year for a longer term deal. At least the A's owner is not worth this much in the year 2015. Okay? It doesn't make any sense at all. Why would you say this? And this is around the same time that you're throwing $5 million a rotational dude, and like another $5 million at a different rotational dude. And yet you're saying this when it comes up about the fact that you couldn't pay $2.5 million extra to a star player for 1 year. This was not a long-term deal. It was a 1-year deal. What? And also, you're trying to break even every year? I don't know. Let me tell you something. You could make a profit from this team very easily. I'm not a business expert. I just started taking a sports marketing class like 2 weeks ago. But from my understanding is that the Cubs could easily make a profit every year, even if they spent a lot of money on players. Because you know what would happen if you spent a lot of money on players and those players would actually do well? You go to the wild card round. You can maybe even skip it to the divisional round. Well, no, there's no more. Whatever. Fuck that. You can go to divisional round, NLCS, World Series. Those ticket prices will more than enough, and also players like jersey sales, anything that has to do with like baseball economics. When you succeed, you get more money. So if you spend more money on players, and those players actually take you to the success that you want, suddenly you're going to be turning a profit. Okay? How would an MLB team in the Chicago sports market not turn a profit? The only way that it would happen is if it would be 5 consecutive years of whatever the fuck the White Sox did this year. And you're trying to cry poor as the Cubs owner? What a dumb ass take. What a dumbass take, dude. It doesn't make any goddamn sense for this man to say that he is poor and that he cannot spend more money on his Cubs team. Like I have said, 0 for 5 on sports ownership at this point. 0 for 5. Is this really necessary to say? You could have just not spoken, and we could have just, theorized that you're crying poor. But now you're actually saying that you're crying poor. And this makes me even more infuriated for when we're going to go whatever the fuck. Like, we're going to go another 83-79 record. Oh, boy. Time to miss the playoffs again by 2 games. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make any sense. It is very hard for an owner to outright admit incompetence. Very hard to outright admit incompetence. And you just outright admitted incompetence. What are we doing? The fans are telling you that something is wrong. They do not want another 83-79 season. They want you to get the good players so that they maybe would be able to be more interested in the team. Maybe go to games, maybe watch the games. Maybe at least go buy playoff tickets. If you make the playoffs, that's a decent amount more money. That's a decent amount more money that you could make. You could, I don't know, maybe not have to just break even and make a goddamn profit. And this is during CubsCon too. It's when we're honoring Sammy Sosa as... This should be happy time, okay? This should be a happy time where all we talk about is the legacy of Sammy Sosa and not whatever the fuck else he did. Now we're getting this shit. Our owner crying poor during an event where he's probably spending millions of dollars to get people to come and to set up this event, and you're crying poor about breaking even. What is wrong with you? What is wrong with you in the head to think that this is a good statement to make? I make dumb statements, but that's because I'm definitely not right in the head. But it just... Please think. Think a little bit before you try and cry poor. As an owner of a baseball team. Not just any baseball team. An MLB team. A very successful MLB team. Financially. Not on the field. Just financially. Just think. Just think a little bit. Just think a little bit. That's all the advice I will give. Just think a little bit. Okay? Okay? Pretty please. Thank you. Alright. See ya.